the Extension Agriculture Institute, your connection to the latest agriculture and horticulture research from the University of Wisconsin-Madison.
Oh, it's a straight shaft PTO on this thing, so you get that direct drive. It's not like a belt driven or anything like that. Larger tractors usually have a straight drive PTO, but then maybe hook up to a belt or something and along the way. That straight shaft that you have, it literally comes straight from the engine, straight down into the PTO here. I mean, it's a giant PTO on an engine, so you can really hook anything up to it, which is really neat that way. It will lodge with a rock if it's large enough and actually kill the engine. And so then you'd have to fish out the rock and start over. Otherwise, it doesn't really have any of that slip. It just kind of powers through everything. As far as when I'm out tilling, I'm looking to just, do damage to the soil and, dig it as deep as I can. I usually only till when it comes to prepping a new site like this. After I till the first time, I usually move on to other cultivation methods. Well, this is exactly what you want a tiller to do. I mean, there's probably down to the, 5-6 inches of tillage, real loose stuff. All I did was a quick 2 passes over the ground here, and it's got, that small aggregates that I guess you're looking for if you're tilling things. It definitely changes the structure of the soil and it makes it nice and loose, and that's what you're looking to do with the tiller. Well, obviously, like green manure over on the side here, it's gonna take a lot to chop that up. Where this is basically a dirt, weed-free bed that has been tarped for a long time, and there's no actually roots even in here. Everything's basically dead. So you're working with just soil that's actually never been tilled. So this is potentially easier than some circumstances. All depends on your situation, on what you're getting into with a tiller. Fresh ground that a truck's driven over 1,000 times and it's got quack grass growing in it still is going to be a lot harder to till than a bed that's been covered by a tarp for 6 months. Keep an eye on the oil is really all I've ever had to do. Yeah, oil and air filter. Otherwise, it's a good strong runner. I've had it for almost 10 years now. BCS is a great option when it comes to tilling things. I'm sure there are some things that you need to oil and grease, and it's probably all there in the manual, so you should look at that. But I haven't had to do much more other than just changing the oil. So things wear out over time, so yeah, you should always take care of your maintenance. Yeah, that's sealed, so you don't actually have to put any lubricant inside the gearbox or anything like there. But yeah, inside you got the transmission oil and the oil for the motor. So you got the motor there and the transmission oil that both need to be changed on a regular basis. Those are like the majors, I would say. There's all kinds of other little things to keep up with as well, but that's just maintenance. So the depth control gauge right here, I don't use it a whole lot. I've kind of set it once to do a really deep till, and that's usually what I need for a tiller. So this tiller here, it's just a bar that runs down, and it really isn't going to do a whole lot as far as stopping the tiller from going too deep. There is options with tillers that have a big wheel that hooks up right here to the back instead of this floppy gate. They have a wheel here, so then you can adjust how deep your tiller actually is tilling. So that might be really beneficial depending on what you're looking to do. Maybe you only want to cultivate the top couple inches of the soil instead of doing 5-6 inches. It all depends on what you're looking to do. I have a different tool to only do the top couple inches. So I usually only use this tool for major cultivation. When I go to prep this area, I'm going to use the tiller the first time, and then I'm going to let it rain to water the soil. Any weed seeds should germinate. I'll cover it with the tarp again to kill anything that germinates. When it comes time to planting my pollinator patch, I will harrow the top 2 inches or top inch of the soil to get the weed or the seeds for the pollinator patch into that top inch only. Essentially, tilling, allowing things to germinate, killing anything that germinates in the top couple inches with the tarp, and then I'll be seeding into here the top inch with my harrow and the seeds to get a good germination through the whole process. Basically a stale seed bed all said and done. No, that looks a little loose. So there's that maintenance thing. Yeah, I should tighten these guys up. Look at that. See, you just gotta look around. You find things to do all the time. This is that depth control right here. And yeah, I don't really use it a whole lot. I guess it would go down to right here. It controls this like bar right here. Yep, it's a great tiller. This is actually rotating forward, so if it starts to gain traction, it will take off if the soil's too compact. Or you hit a big rock or something, it'll jump a little bit. It's going forward. Yeah. This one is all forward action, so you can actually get the mulching action. So that forward tilling like that is going to do a mulching action too. Instead of like bringing the soil up, it's like chopping your debris into the soil. So it's chopping down, pulling through. This tiller is a 28-inch wide tiller. I think it matches about the width of the tires. It works really well for what I use it for. A lot of market style beds are 30 inches wide, so tilling market style beds with a tiller probably isn't the best idea, but it could be done.
Here's really nice tilth. We can pull it away. One about 6 inches deep. Here's a rock right there that the tiller's scraped on, and our total depth right about there.
To detach this guy, you just got to pull this pin up, maybe give it a little bit of a slide. That comes up. And then I usually like to just kind of wiggle this thing backwards, and it separates. Now I'm going to start this thing up, and I'm going to drive it into this one to hook up the harrow. And the pin's locked back down. So now we got the harrow attached. And the harrow is a new kind of tiller, a different type of tiller. One that's got blades here that scuff the surface up to whatever depth that I set it to. And then it flattens things out and makes a nice seed bed afterwards. It doesn't bring old weed seeds up from the earth. It only cultivates the top couple inches, which everything should have germinated in, and then that's all I need to do to replant anything that I'm going to be planting. Is a couple inches of cultivation to start throwing more seeds in the earth. So this is what the harrow can do for a bed. Makes a perfect seed bed. I did plant into this one already, but you get the idea. It makes a perfect seed bed, 30 inches wide. It's great for the market farm, and you're only cultivating the top 1 to 2 inches of soil, so that's really nice. You're not really bringing up old weed seeds. I do a wheel hoe in the walking rows because they're only so wide, and we can go in there and just like yesterday and just get the walking rows real quick and easy. This is a finished bed that was just rolled. The harrow makes a perfect flat seed bed, and it's ready to go for the top 2 inches is basically what it's done here. This is, we'll call it hard underneath here. It's still really, really soft because it's all been really nice amended soil over the years. But this thing is only really getting the top 2 inches, just enough to run a seeder through or do a transplant of some nature. If you're going to put lettuce heads in every 6 inches, it's real easy to kind of just pop lettuce heads in. Either case, it makes a perfect seed bed, and yeah, really, really crumbly soil. But that's also part of what I got going on here in my beds too. So that thing works great for my system.